You are listening to the podcast Decreations and YouTube channel Decreations Resources. We are talking about solar energy, and under that, we are talking about several subtopics. So let us talk about some energy alternatives apart from solar energy. So we already have talked about wind energy or biomass energy, but now let's talk about nuclear energy. So it's clear from the name. It's basically energy content of a nucleus of atom, and that is to be converted into electrical energy. And this is done by a process called fission reaction. So in this reaction, a nucleus splits into smaller nuclei, and that there's a concomitant release of energy. And so you need to use reactors basically for fission, and sometimes they're also called burner reactors. So uranium is the coveted element for that. So uranium isotope U235, mass number 235, it's less than 1% as compared to the naturally occurring uranium, and but that is to be used here. And this energy has been exploited right since 1950s, when the first nuclear power plant came up, but it has not progressed as much. So even now there are even less than 500 commercial plants which are operating world over, and the energy that has been obtained is also, as compared to other sources, much less. And well, the advantage of course is there's no pollution that results from production of electricity from nuclear energy. But the prime challenge is the disposal of nuclear waste, because it can contain radioactive elements, so it can't be just thrown anywhere in the open, and there could be accidents associated with that. So it needs to be disposed in a very careful manner. And another disadvantage is the shortage of uranium isotope. So it's not available in a large proportion per se. And non-fissile materials like, say, uranium isotope 238 or thorium isotope thorium 232, they are being explored as options, and because they are available in large amounts. So there are breeder reactor technology which is basically trying to make use of these. Now apart from nuclear energy, there is tidal and geothermal energy. So these are two sources. They don't really originate because of sun, like other sources like wind energy and obviously solar energy arises due to sun. But here that is not the idea. Sea tides, are basically the result of gravitational attraction between the earth and the moon. And we know that the tides arise twice a day, and rise and fall of the water level is used for energy conversion. So when the water is going to rise, it will be captured in a basin, and it is then allowed to flow back during the low tide. And a turbine is also used. So this turbine is placed in this water flow to generate electricity. Now the effectiveness of the energy conversion will depend on the maximum height that the water level is going to rise to due to the tide. And so it has to be at least few meters. Now another source, as was mentioned, is geothermal energy. So it is from the molten interior of the earth, basically, as the name suggests, geothermal, geo related to earth and thermal related to heat. So as we will go deep down in the earth towards the center, we will feel that the average temperature is increasing. In fact, the average temperature increases by around 30 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Also, the earth's surface is not flat everywhere. So at some places there are hills, at some places there are valleys, etc. So there are some places where the hotspot is just beneath the surface. Now At such places, when water will come in contact with, say, a hot rock, there will be formation of steam, and this steam can be used for generation of electricity. So that is how geothermal energy can be harnessed and converted to electricity, though the amount of energy obtained from this source is really, really limited. Now, another renewable source of energy is wind energy. So, we know that a moving object possesses kinetic energy because of its motion. And so, if air is flowing, then that is also going to possess kinetic energy. So, this flow of air basically around the earth, so that's the wind that we talk about. And that is caused due to uneven heating of the earth's surface by the sun. So that's why we say that wind energy is an indirect manifestation of the sun's energy. And well, it is an important source of renewable energy. But so, or rather, in that case, the kinetic energy of blowing wind needs to be converted to mechanical and electrical energy. And we need to build very large capacity wind turbines so that they can be used in order to produce